Hi, my name is Meg, and I'd like to introduce you to my dog, Jack. So about a year ago, my husband and I were looking for a dog to adopt, and we ended up at the Humane Society in Nashua, New Hampshire. They actually do a lot of transports there. Took a stroll through the kennels, and Jack caught my eye. And he was really cute. He actually caught my eye because he took a little blanket and twirled it around in the corner of his kennel, and he just kind of tucked himself in there, and just had a cute little, sweet little face and was looking up at us, and we said, well, let's take this one for a walk.
He's part blue lacy. He's also part corgi. People mistake him for being a puppy, but he's actually fully grown. But everybody loves his face, his markings, and his big smile because he's always happy all the time.
One of the things that they like to do, they actually like to herd people. So one of the things we have to be careful of is he likes to herd joggers and bikers in the woods. It's not a bad thing, but it's definitely it's in his blood. That's something he likes to do. When we have had him out in the town forest, and actually in our own yard here, we had a baby deer out in the yard last summer, and he went on a heroic chase after that baby deer and was determined to get it. He didn't, luckily didn't. I don't think the deer would have been harmed, but he certainly came back a little wounded from his adventure. When we got Jack, he definitely was not a water dog. He wasn't actually even sure what it was. And so as we brought him to some of the different conservation areas, we attempted to get him into some of the little ponds and streams and dip a little paw in, and he eventually started wading in and getting a little comfortable with the water. And one September day, after all the beachgoers were gone, we took him up to Wingershik Beach in Gloucester, where he discovered the beauty of the ocean and the waves, and the sand, just as many people do every year. We didn't realize at the time he had ingested a huge amount of seawater, thinking it was pretty much the same as fresh water. And unfortunately, as much fun as he had that day, he had a pretty sad little face the next morning after drinking maybe a gallon of ocean water. So Jack doesn't have any superpower talents like counting or anything like that. And in fact, when we first got him, he didn't even know how to fetch a tennis ball. So that was one of the first things that we tried to teach him, was to fetch a tennis ball. And it took a little bit because he wasn't exactly quite sure what it was that he was looking at. So with a little bit of work, he became a really good fetcher with the tennis ball. Any stick that you want to throw at him, he's happy to chase. And he also knows we've been to a little puppy school with him, so he does his little routine of sit, lie down, stay, and he definitely knows the word treat, and he's eager to please when you put him through all of his training tricks and his puppy school routine. As far as his other little personality traits, he's a little dog that loves his routine. He goes to bed at night if you tell him it's time for bed. He's the best kid ever. Goes to bed when you tell him to, wakes up in the morning when we wake up. Loves his outdoor time. That's probably his favorite thing, is when you tell him to go, do you want to go for a walk and a ride? he's ecstatic. It's his absolute favorite thing to do is going out to the town forest and walking the trails and chasing chipmunks, and in fact, he even chases bigger game than that. He chased several bucks, giant deer a few weeks ago, and went on a mad chase through the swamps out in the town forest and covered himself from head to toe in mud while his two parents were trooping through the town forest looking for him. Jack's been a joy to have. He's actually introduced us to a lot of the neighbors in our neighborhood on our walks, and introduced us to the joys of the town forest, and we can't imagine our lives without him.